bones. Yeah. You know, I've seen a lot of changes over 31 years, and some of it good, some of it bad. I mean, when I first started riding, you had 3, 4 people sometimes you'd have on one train. And as soon as you'd get off in any town, there'd always be somebody in the jungle. But come around 1999, 2000, things just kind of, I don't know, it wasn't because of 9/11. Matter of fact, that didn't affect my travel at all on the rails. Well, maybe for about a year it did. People were extra suspicious and called in on you more, but usually just walking in the yard. But yeah, there for about 10 years, I didn't hardly run into anybody. And now, I'd say the last, 7, 8 years, there's been a huge influx. They call them dirty kids now. We had the same kind of people back in the day. We just called them Flintstone kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, there ain't nothing wrong with dreads or anything, but when you're a dirty kid and you make it an obligation to not take a bath, I mean, that right there is going against the hobo code. I mean, when you have contests to see whose underwear and panties rot off first, I mean, God. I mean, come on now. God, everybody likes being clean. I don't see how anybody really likes that. I mean, there's true dirty kids, and then there's ones that say they're dirty kids, but not really. But all the old time riders there's a couple that still ride, but it's only once or twice a year. But me, I don't know what keeps me going. I guess a mixture of the Asperger's and being slightly autistic. I was diagnosed younger with that. Motion on the rails, constantly being swayed and jarred at a certain frequency, that's a medication when you're out on the rail. I hope this overpass isn't messing with the microphone, but I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. It's like everyone, I guess, has their frequency they operate on. With me, it's that perfect swaying and sound and vibration. And I guess the biggest thing you have to have out here is patience. You know, I try to tell people that first start riding, if you don't have patience, then there's no sense in even giving this a shot. You know, I've ridden with people, after waiting 2 hours, they're already frustrating and ready to give up. Where's the damn train? What the hell? Well, to me, the waiting like I'm doing now is part of it. I mean, I'm just as content waiting on a train as I am on one, because I know I'm fixing to get one. It's like when you're fishing, I think, or while you're opening Christmas presents or your birthday present. That feeling you have in your soul, that excitement, that it's like being hermetic with everything, or harmonized, not hermetic. You know, Hobo Stobe, the time I met him, He's almost the same off camera as he was on camera. And I think I was one of the first 10 people that found out when he got hit and killed. Actually, the same week I lost my fingers, Stobe passed away. They had flown me to life flight to Kansas City, and I think it was 2 days later somebody sent me an email, and I had to verify it and make sure. Sure enough, it was like, man. Yeah, Stowe, I like his demeanor. He was always real mellow, had lots of patience, except when he ran out of beer. But, of course, I was that way too. If I started counting my beers and realizing I was not going to make another 2 or 3 hours without a beer, I'd hop off the train and fly in the middle of bomb-screwed Egypt if I knew there was a liquor store there. And we had even had plans to hook back up and make some videos together, because when I met him, he really wasn't into the video thing yet. And all I had was one of them little Canon cameras that recorded onto one of them chips. And I don't even think I was even making videos, because I started about probably the same time he did, I guess, maybe a little before. But then I'd only had a few videos up. And coincidentally, about a year after that, I had gotten arrested for getting caught riding. And a special agent showed up, Railroad Bull, and he told me, I don't know if it was scare tactics or what, but he told me he could give me a bunch more time in jail if I didn't take my videos down. That was probably, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. So I took down a good load, 20, 30 videos. I just wish I had him back now that I'd known he was just pulling my dang chain, and my leg. Now, I really don't know what got me riding. I didn't even really consider, I've always loved trains. I didn't consider riding until I had gotten out of the Army. I started out traveling in '89, hitchhiking. And I made it from Texas to Laramie, Wyoming, and seen the old hobo and his dog down under the overpass that I was hitching on top of. He goes, "Come on, brother." So I get down there, and I had like 22 bucks on me. I went, got a gallon of water, and bought him some beer. And he asked me where I wanted to go, and I said, maybe Seattle. So he put me on a train. He showed me what car to ride, and it was a Class C6 hopper, my favorite. And he told me where to get off, too, to make sure I caught a different train to get to Seattle. Of course, you get off in Green River. I know he told me that, and catch a different train up to Boise, Nampa, Pocatello, and on out to Portland, then Seattle. But I stayed on. I was so excited, and I found the drug I wanted. I stayed on through Salt Lake City, through Reno, all the way to Stockton, California. I was hooked right then. I knew for the rest of my life that's what I had finally found my frequency. I finally found what I was searching for. A lot of people go through life trying to figure out the big thing that keeps them going and makes them want to wake up in the morning and makes them want to crawl out of bed. And what I'm doing right now is it. A lot of people say, why don't you get a job? You're a lazy bum. Well, nah. Being a hobo is probably the most demanding thing anyone can do. It's not about being lazy or dedicated. I guarantee you that. You know, I'll go to these day labor places and they put you on a list and you get various jobs every day and they pay you at the end of the day. I did that, God, 25, 26 years until this happened, and then my arm, of course, that's as far as I can get it open now. I don't know if you still see this car. It's starting to give me problems too. Oh wow. Got a line. That's where I set my arm down last night on that metal. But with my videos being monetized, it takes about 50,000 views to make about $100. And the count goes in on the 15th every month, and they issue you either a check or direct deposit on the 21st of every month. And I may yet get my biggest payment here June 21st. For some reason, my videos just really spiked. They've done that 3 times in 8 years. About a year and a half ago, I got like 280,000 views in a month. Then they died back down to normal. Then about 4 or 5 months ago, they did it again. I got like 300,000 views in a month. Then back down to normal. And then this time, the last trip I went out, they're spiking again. I'm starting to think maybe I just don't know how people know about the videos. I don't know if it's the title I give a video or if it's the thumbnail photo. I'm trying various things to see what makes my videos more popular. There's a YouTuber named Unspeakable, and I really admire that guy. He'll upload mostly like kid videos. His video will be uploaded 1 hour and he'll already have 1 million views. And so that's like $3,200 right there in an hour that he's made. And he's got like 1,000 or 2,000 videos. So you know the guy's making a huge, heavy chunk. Somebody had mentioned a comment on one of my videos, I must be the richest hobo that lived, that I had new clothes and a GoFundMe account, a Patreon account. I got a Patreon account, but it's not active. I just don't know how to work Patreon, and I'm not gonna sit and stump my head over something I can't figure out. And that GoFundMe, that was like 2 years old, and I haven't bought any new clothes in years, except for them thermal underwear in Fargo, North Dakota, a couple of weeks ago. I don't know where that person got that idea that Richard's hobo. You know, there's a train rider named Adman, and he's a multi-millionaire. He did his through real estate, but he's still out here riding, or did. That just goes to show no matter how rich I am, I'm still gonna live like this. No new anything, no new car. Oh God. I'm used to living like this. This is the only thing I know how to do. I mean, I can do anything. A lot of people kind of get pissed at me because of all the stuff I can do. But I don't know. This is the only way my mind knows to work. But that, I guess, sums it up. Now watch this not be recording, and I'll have a sore throat from all that yelling. Yeah, you can see where, I guess, birds, woodpeckers or something picking out I don't know, sharpening their beaks. I haven't seen any birds, but you go down and that thinner, it's not as thick. That's the only thing I can think of that caused them little holes. Leave in the comments if you figure that out. Yeah, I'm gonna be heading up towards Massachusetts. I want to try to get up to Worcester, Springfield area again. I thought I was gonna go see my mom and sisters, but it's kind of some, I don't want to say bad stuff going on right now down there. It's just not a good time. I shouldn't have even mentioned it, because I know I placed a lot of people's attention that I would be heading that way. So I'm going to lay that off. I've got about a week before I got to be back home to pay my rent, because they only take money order, no sending in the mail or anything, which is a bunch of horse poop. I think that manager makes up her own rules. You can't even wear a muscle shirt down out to get mail. No flip-flops or anything. I'm like, golly, it's like, that, those just prison rules there. But, yeah, so I'm going to keep heading north. I'm waiting right now. This is where I got off. Every time I've come through here, I've gotten off. But, yeah, there's an overhead red signal, ABS signal up there. And the head end pulls up shy of that. And about mid-train through here, I had to get off and get some more water. But, anyway, I fixed that monetization thing on my latest 4 videos. I had to go through the desktop site in order to get it done. So I missed out on like 6,000 views I didn't get paid for. That'd been like $10. Yeah, I guess that's all I can think of. I tried to cover the hobo code of ethics and some other things. If you leave a comment on what kind of video you'd want, I get sidetracked a lot because my mind's constantly attuned to everything, and that's another thing that makes me want to be out here. My mind wanders one thing to the next. 1 second I'm thinking about the Apollo 8 mission to the moon, to orbit the moon, and 12 seconds later I'm thinking about how many ohms it takes to run a speaker. And then 4 seconds later I'm trying to figure out what the smallest black hole in the universe would look like. I mean, I really never wondered that, but I'm just saying. So riding trains, you are forced into a challenge that you have to pay attention to. So my mind is more focused on one particular thing when I'm riding trains, and that's being safety and keeping alert and making sure I don't do any foul ups. See, my mind thinks better whenever I'm on a more of a one-track mind. I don't know if that makes sense. Here, I'm just rambling on, but I'm gonna get out of here and get hit a little better. I really don't like this bridge, but anyway, I almost said where I was. I'm in Roanoke, Virginia, but by the time I upload this video, I'll be well north of here. So I know there's been people who invited me to come get a shower and a hot meal whenever I'm in a specific town, but I just can't chance on doing like live at the moment things. So by the time I upload a video and they've invited me, I'm already gone. I hate that too, because I always like meeting new people. But anyway, that's all for now, guys.